you start to really value where you put your attention. And that was really the genesis behind the third module in the program, is like everything you put your time and attention into, like when you focus on something, you're saying more of that in my mind, more of these kinds of thoughts, these kinds of thinking. And it's, why is it important who you live with or who's in your Discord server? Because that is what is going to form and shape your ideas in your head, like what the way you see life, the way you see the world. Who you hang out with and who you talk to and what you talk about determines what your life's about. And it's very simple. So if you want your life to be about things that you think are good, you got to surround yourself with other people who, feel similarly. So it is important to balance like feeling good and having positive influences while also being challenged and having people who will tell you the truth and be bluntly honest with you and tell you when something seems like bullshit or when they disagree with you, but in like a respectful manner so that both people can grow and learn. The majority of people operating from a frame of ego, they care about being right. But when you kind of superseded your ego, at least for a time, when you transcended it at some point, then you are able to loosen that grip and care a little bit more about what's right rather than who's right.
How hard lined do you think it's advisable to be with like that kind of ideology of?
Could you cut people out of your life?
I'm quite familiar with cutting people, as it were. But like what I suppose more specifically is, like, are any negative traits like enough of a reason to, or any values which you don't want to embody, is that enough of a reason to cut someone out? Where's kind of the line on to cut and not to cut?
The most simple line is if you enjoy your life less with that person around, because at the end of the day, like that's what's going to matter the most is like your experience of your life. And if somebody gives you headaches, if you don't fucking like dealing with somebody, you don't really want to work with them. If they make you have headaches, make you miserable, if you don't enjoy the experience of working with that person, like there's plenty more people in the world. Life is too short to spend time with people you don't like. How does interacting with this person make me feel? And then like how conscious can I be of the things that maybe I don't like? Because everyone's mixed bag and there's no perfect relationship. If you don't have awareness, as a child, that's the problem, right? Like you're watching your parents and you're absorbing everything and you have no idea. You're in beta state 24/7 and you're just a sponge. And as you become, quote unquote, more conscious, it's easier to be aware of what you're being subjected to and like, are you going to take it on board? Are you going to remove yourself? In various times in my career, I remember liking other people being around and not liking it. And eventually kind of came down to the line, there's probably certain people having around is very good and certain people having around is not good. It always comes down to your options, right? Like you want to have the best environment possible, but like you also want to not be sitting by yourself, right?
I wouldn't cut everybody out just because they don't make you grow in one way or one direction. Because you might end up cutting everybody out because you can find something you don't agree with in everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you can become too obsessed with growth and like.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I need to be like XYZ place, and I've met people like that, and they may get where they want to go, and they may be fine with how they feel when they get there if that's what they wanted. But if that's all that's important to you, and that's all that's important to the people that are around you, I could imagine feeling lonely, even being surrounded like by other people who felt similar, because nobody really cares about each other. You know what I mean? I have friends I really like who I'm glad I keep in my life, but I would never want to live with, ever, because they're just like too crazy, too irresponsible, too unmotivated. They would like encourage me for the things I don't want to do more of. But like if it's on my terms, I can see them once in a while, it's good. It's best to have the best people around you, your day-to-day life for your goals. When you want to do something that's not necessarily the most GTO thing for that moment, like you want to just go out and have some fun, you can call up some other friends. But I would definitely prefer to live with my most effective and driven and motivated friends, and then like hang out with the other friends once in a while than the other way around.